Good morning. It is just after sunrise here in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness, and today I am climbing Hibox Mountain. It is the middle of July and I have a summit scramble on the agenda for today. Hibox Mountain is supposed to be a really fun class 3 scramble here up at Snoqualmie Pass. It is around 7 to 8 miles round trip, depending on who you ask, and about 3,900 feet of gain. So it is going to be quite the adventure. It's supposed to be steep, rocky. It's going to be crazy, but the views are supposed to be spectacular and it is supposed to be pretty fun. So I am looking forward to it. Starting early to beat the heat, see how high I can get before the sun catches me. I got a lot of climbing to do, so let's get going. Well, behind me is Hibox. I just did the first section of this trail because it comes in 3 parts. The flat section through the trail to get to the boot path, the steep boot path to the summit block, and then the summit block. I have just done the easy flat part through the trail, and now I gotta go up this. That is the summit of Hibox. It looks beautiful in the early morning light. We'll see how long it takes for me to get up there, but now it is going to start getting steep. Really glad I'm going to be doing most of this boot path in the shade. That's the hope, but oh, what a cool looking mountain. That rocky spire is pretty neat. And it is cool that you can see it from the trail down here. It looks really close, but I know I'm a couple hours away from it, but woo! Summit in my sights. Now it gets fun. And once again, by fun, I mean steep. I am a quarter of the way up this slope and I was gonna wait to film until I broke the tree line, but whew, this trail is steep. I knew what I was getting into, but I mean, that is what I'm going up, and I was just down there. The grade on this is like 50 to 60% a good chunk of the way, and oh yeah, you feel it. Just climbing up roots and loose dirt. It's kind of reminding me of Snoqualmie Mountain, but rougher and steeper. But whew, yeah, not really filming in here because it's kind of a pain, but I think I'm gonna break above the trees within another maybe a couple hundred feet, and then hopefully the views open up. But yeah, this is steep. Right, well, I broke the tree line and I found the first part of the scramble. Just came up this gully, which is a scramble section. Camera, of course, doesn't make it look that steep, but I climb up the rocks there. There's the view, and whew, it's starting to get warm. I am about halfway up this thing, and I'm hoping when I get over the top of this, I gotta weave through this, that I'll get another look at the summit. It's been slow going, but I've actually been making pretty good progress, so I'm happy. But whew, yeah, this is relentlessly steep, which I knew I was in for, but whew, can't complain with these views, but onward and upward. I gained the saddle. I am exhausted. That is insanely steep. Oh my God. Yeah, this is definitely a climb, and it is basically a class 2, class 3 up the entire slope, but this is the final summit block. So it's a quick scramble up a few cracks to the summit. Oh my gosh. And then I am going to pass out up there because I need a break. Give you the summit of Hibox Mountain. Oh, I'm sorry, I am beat. That is a really tough climb. Oh my gosh, and it is like 80 degrees. So getting up here took it out of me, but the summit, we got several little rocky points, but I went and stood on the true summit. I mean, it's either this one or this one. I stood on both of them just to be safe. But wow, this is a really cool panoramic view. And because I'm in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness, that means I can see quite a few alpine lakes from the summit. But yeah, this is very panoramic. Whew. I'm going to relax up here. I need a break. I need to refuel and just probably pass out on one of these rocks before I think about heading back down. But oh, I got a pretty good view to keep me company.
so high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
It is good that the view is this good up top. Otherwise, I would be saying this climb is not worth it. But this panoramic view is kind of amazing. So I will give the tour, and gosh, I don't even know where to start. We'll start looking this way because I think this is my favorite part of the view. Looking at some Alpine Lakes Wilderness peaks I haven't gotten a very close-up view of in the past. This is Three Queens, and then these are the Park Lakes. So we got some lakes down below, Lima Mountain, and then between these two spires here, and I believe one of them is Castle Rock, Glacier Peak. A really cool keyhole view of Glacier Peak. And there are so many peaks. These all have names. I do not know all of them, but I do know this one. That is Mount Thompson. And this whole ridge that I'm on, that's part of the Hibox Mountain, is Box Ridge. There's like low box and no box. You can climb all of them. It seems miserable, but you can. There is Alta Mountain, and then behind it is like Red Mountain, Snoqualmie, you know, all the pass peaks over there. And so this is the Snoqualmie Pass area, Silver Peaks on the other side. And then this is another amazing part of the view. That is Rachel Lake. This one here is Lilac Lake, and you can see some other pools mixed in that are the Rampart Lakes. This is what this area is known for, these beautiful alpine lakes. And then of course we have Mount Rainier, Mount Adams. I can see it. There's a tiny bit of smoke haze east, so some things are not gonna come out. But and then we've got Ketchis Lake, which I drove up, and then coming back over here, Mount Stewart. I mean, this view here of these jagged peaks that just look like they're out of Lord of the Rings or something, that is so worth it, with the Glacier Peak in the background. And the scramble, the summit block scramble, is actually really fun too. I think that is probably the most fun class 3 summit block I've done. The rock is really solid. It's kind of got some fun exposure. There's a couple of different ways, you know, you actually have to do some proper scrambling, you know, because sometimes it feels like it's just kind of like high class 2 or something. But it was a nice summit block, really fun rock. So I do like that part. But yeah, it's a bit of a sufferfest summit, but I am having fun up here on top. If you can't tell, I am tired, and I am not looking forward to this down climb because it's gonna take a while, but such is the price of this view. Here is what the scramble looks like. You go up this crack. This is probably the most technical section. It's not too bad. All the holds are really good. And then you just kind of follow it. Just pick like the path of least resistance and the one with the least exposure. It looks like there's a way to go around this way, but it looks like that gets dicier. And then going this way has a lot more exposure, more loose rock. So the crack is really solid and really fun. And then you just kind of take this up. That is not the summit. You gotta go over the top of that. But I survived that part, and now I have to descend 3,000 feet to the valley floor, which should be really fun. Whew. I'm not gonna film too much on the way out of here. I am eager to get back down to my car, or at least down into the forest where there is some shade. Well, that was Hibox Mountain. I am wrapping up the following day because on the way out, I decided I was getting a slushie at Snoqualmie Pass, and I got very distracted by that goal. Hibox Mountain is a climb, not a hike, and I've had some time to think about it, and I would not recommend this unless you are experienced with a lot of different types of terrain, with the scrambling, with the steepness and everything, because there's a lot of loose material on that route. And also, unless you are a peak bagger, I think there are other trails and other summits in the area you can go to get a similar view without the sufferfest element of this peak. If you want similar views of the area, I recommend Alta Mountain. That was really fun. Similar views, but nowhere near as much suffering. The climb itself just was kind of crazy start to finish. It climbs 3,100 feet in about 1.2 miles, so that should really kind of give you an idea of how steep it is. But I am very glad I got the summit, because one, I think it was worth it for me as a peak bagger, and the scramble at the top really was so much fun. The summit block was really a blast. And two, I'm glad I got the summit because I don't have to go back. I don't have to feel like I have unfinished business. I will not be going back. But that is definitely the adventure I bargained for. It is a type 2 fun type of summit, especially in the summer with all of the loose material and stuff. But it was beautiful just because the views of the mountains were incredible, especially that section of the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. I love looking down on all those lakes and seeing Glacier Peak, and the wildflowers were also gorgeous on those very, very, very steep meadows. So that is Hibox Mountain. I do not recommend it unless you are a climber. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I am looking forward to getting into more trouble coming up pretty soon. So thank you so much for watching, and here are my favorite pictures from the climb today. Enjoy.